Shall we continue?
Yes, engineer. I believe this will be our last topic in premises of establishments.
Yes, you are right, Sir Juan. This last provision, Rule 1069 yards. So, we have 1069-01. For the surface requirements. 1. Plant yards shall be properly drained and graded, to facilitate safe access to buildings, and safe handling of materials and equipment. 2. Properly covered or enclosed drain pools, and catch basins shall be provided where necessary. 3. Ditches, pits, and other hazardous openings, shall be provided with adequate covers, enclosed or surrounded by sufficient guards. 4. Walkways, roadways, and railroad tracks shall be carefully laid out in a manner, to avoid dangerous grade crossings.
I remember that we have actually requested for the repainting of walkways. I will follow up its update.
Great. That is next. So, on Rule 1069.02 for the requirements on walkways. 1. Safe walkways shall be constructed, along the shortest line between important points. 2. Walkways shall not be located under the eaves of buildings, where they may become slippery. 3. Where it is necessary for pedestrians to cross railroad tracks, or vehicular roadways, bridges or underpasses shall be provided, and the track or roadway should be fenced, to prevent direct crossing at such points. 4. Walking along railroad tracks by unauthorized persons, shall not be allowed. 5. Railings shall be installed along walkways, on bridges on steep slopes, at slippery places and at places where pedestrians are liable to injury by passing vehicles.
Can we install covers or provide roof for walkways that crosses from one building to the other? Because we need to consider that during rainy days.
Of course. You may assess first the walkway if it is possible, particularly if vehicles passes through that area too.
That is noted, engineer. We'll do that first, then we will decide. Thanks.
Cool. Let us proceed with Rule 1069.03 for roadways requirements. 1. Roadways for automobiles, tractors, or other vehicles shall be soundly constructed with good wearing surfaces. 2. Roadways shall be of adequate width, and where used by two-way traffic shall be at least twice the width of the widest vehicle normally used plus 1.25 meters or 4 feet. Sufficient clearance from overhead structures shall be provided. 3. Where the installations of grade or level crossing cannot be avoided, such crossing shall be protected. 4. Adequate railings or walls shall be provided along bridges, slopes and sharp curves. For the gates requirements, on Rule 1069.04. 1. Where the premises are surrounded by fencing, separate entrance and exit gates shall be provided for pedestrian, vehicular and railroad traffic. 2. Gates for pedestrian traffic shall be located at a safe distance from those for vehicular and railroad traffic, shall be of sufficient width to permit the free passage of employees during rush hours, and, if possible, shall be so located not to cross vehicular or railroad traffic.
We are compliant on this, engineer. For the vehicles, we also have separate entrance and exit gates.
Great. Lastly, is Rule 1069.05 for the parking of vehicles. Regulations covering the use of driveways for entry and exit, speed limits, space allotments and methods of parking shall be provided and strictly enforced where parking space is provided for automobiles of the employee.
This is noted. For our speed limit inside the premise is only 10 kilometers per hour.
Cool. That's it for Rule 1060. Let's call it a day. On our next meeting, we will discuss on Rule 1070 for the Occupational Health and Environmental Control.
Thanks, Engineer Ellen. Keep safe, everyone.